So let's talk about Journeys. Journeys is a retail chain that is a place where you buy shoes, and it's a specialty retailer. They also sell accessories, and I typically don't do trainings where they're this niche, but people were asking me to do different types of categories, and so we're going to talk about Journeys. I actually had a client at the very beginning of my journey with Retail MBA many moons ago. I think it was many years ago. Got his dream product into his dream retailer, which is Journeys. So I always have a special place in my heart. He had some accessory for shoes. It was like something that you put in your shoe where it makes your shoe into a slipper. And he was an inventor and know a business of selling products or anything, and learned what to do and got into this chain store. So it makes me smile when I think of Journeys. Anyways, it was one of just a special moment for both of us when he got into the stores. This retailer has 1,190 something stores they're responsible for. That's a lot of stores. They are basically a massive retailer that sells anything that you want to sell if you have an accessory, both men, women, and kids. So the thing about this retailer is that they have their own brands, but they mostly just buy big brands. And they also sometimes sell clothing as well. So something to think about. So if you are exploring places to sell different things, the consideration is just go by their store and see what's coming up next. You have no idea how many years I've been doing this, where 1 minute the retailer is only selling one thing and the next minute they're selling all sorts of stuff. It's like Ace Hardware. I always use that as an example. 1 minute they're just selling hardware stuff. The next minute they're selling anything you can think of, like crazy stuff, all the things. So just never ignore a retailer just because you don't think about them. Journeys has that many locations, but they also have different brands within it. They have Journeys Kids, they have Underground by Journeys, they have Little Burgundy. They have different stores under the same conglomerate. And the reason I mention that is, can you possibly sell your product to one of the differing retailers within their brands and then ultimately get back to selling to Journeys? The reason I mention that is, when a company has a bunch of different brands under one brand, they usually have the same software system. They usually have the same vendor stuff. So if you got an order for, say, Journeys Kids or whatever, but you couldn't get Journeys to buy your product, maybe you could get an order from that brand has a lot less store they're responsible for. I think they currently have 170 locations for Journeys Kids. The point is that if you get the buyer interested in your product at Journeys Kids, that can always help you to get into Journeys, because they have different buyers, different interests, different needs. And then you could also be in their system as a vendor and then call the other buyers at the different brands and say, I'm already in your system. So the way it works with retail buyers is they're busy. They have a lot going on. They don't always want to support people who are reaching out to them because they see too many products. But if you've already done all the paperwork with somebody else and you're already in their system, they might consider adding you into that retailer. It's just an example. So again, do your due diligence on this retailer. But ultimately, the concept is it's an opportunity for you when they have a bunch of different brands like Macy's and Bloomingdale's. They're owned by the same company. A lot of different retailers have a bunch of different brands underneath one corporate structure, and that is always really helpful. So it's something to consider there. It could be an opportunity for you. They do things like put little things around the counter area sometimes, little gift items. So maybe if your product could fit in a little counter display and it makes sense for that retailer, that could be an opportunity for you. And the last thing I'll say about Journeys is that currently they have over almost 6 million people a month who come to their website. That's not including their stores. These things change. But that's pretty cool because at the end of the day, that means that many people are coming to the store to look at products, things to buy, and so forth, which is a whole new target audience. It's very different than selling on, say, an Amazon. It's a different clientele who'll go to their website versus, say, Amazon. You always think that they're all doing the same things, but people go to different directions. There's a lot of us out there, guys. So I guess my point is it could be another audience that you're missing out on. Anyways, there's so much more to say about approaching journeys, but if you want to learn more, please take a look at what we do. We are a retail consultancy, and we are also a rep agency. We help people get their products in the world's largest retailers. And we also have information on how to do that, free stuff as well. You can take a look at what we do at retailmba.com. Otherwise, please subscribe, keep in touch with us, and we appreciate you. Karen Waksman, Retail MBA. Thank you.